A massive rain-triggered landslide has caused widespread devastation in southwestern China, leaving at least 8 people dead and dozens still missing. The disaster struck Pengshui County in Chongqing municipality when a huge mass of rocks and soil suddenly broke away from a mountain side, burying residential buildings and forcing a large-scale emergency evacuation. Well, according to the Chinese state media, the landslide occurred in the morning and within minutes, thousands of tons of earth and rock swept down the hillside, engulfing more than 10 residential buildings. At least 8 people have been confirmed dead while 34 others remain missing. Rescue teams have managed to pull 10 people alive from the debris, including 2 who sustained serious injuries and were rushed to the nearby hospitals for the further treatment. Well, the scale of the disaster prompted authorities to evacuate more than 1,100 residents from the surrounding areas as a precaution. Water, electricity and gas supplies were suspended within a 1-kilometer radius of the landslide zone in order to reduce the risk of further accidents and ensure the safety and security of the rescue personnel. More than 800 rescue workers, including firefighters, police, medical teams and disaster response units have been deployed to the site. Search and rescue operations are continuing around the clock despite extremely difficult conditions. Officials say that the unstable terrain, continuous rainfall and the possibility of another landslide are slowing rescue efforts and making the operation highly dangerous. And according to the local authorities, the landslide involved nearly 18,000 cubic meters of rocks and debris. And one of the largest boulders measured approximately 3,000 cubic meters, large enough to crush multi-story buildings. Images released by the Chinese media show enormous rocks scattered across the hillside, damaged apartment buildings, vehicles buried under debris, and rescue teams using heavy machinery in order to search for the survivors. Authorities said that residents had been evacuating after locals noticed small rocks falling from the hillside and heard unusual cracking sounds. However, the mountain side collapsed while the evacuation was still underway, trapping several people inside their homes. And rescue officials are adopting a phased strategy in order to reach all those who may still be trapped beneath the debris. Teams are first searching around the massive boulders before attempting to move underneath them. And once those areas are cleared, engineers plan to drill into the largest rocks and use controlled explosions in order to break them apart, allowing rescuers to continue the search safely. Drones are also being used in order to survey the affected area and identify possible locations where survivors could be trapped. Chinese President Xi Jinping has directed authorities to make every effort in order to rescue all those missing, provide medical treatment to the injured, and quickly determine the cause of the landslide. He also called for stronger monitoring of geological hazards in order to prevent similar disasters in the near future. Meanwhile, China's National Development and Reform Commission has announced emergency relief funding of 30 million yuan or approximately $4.4 million in order to support restoration of damaged infrastructure, public utilities and essential services in the affected region. Thousands of emergency relief supplies, including tents, folding beds and family emergency kits, have also been dispatched. Officials warn that the danger has not yet passed. Experts conducting field inspections have identified several unstable rock formations along the cliff, raising serious concerns that further collapses could occur if heavy rain continues or if changing weather conditions destabilizes the slope. Well, the tragedy has once again highlighted the vulnerability of China's mountainous regions during the monsoon season, where intense rainfall frequently triggers deadly landslides. And rescue operations remain underway, with authorities racing against time in order to locate the 34 people still missing as families anxiously await news of their loved ones. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.